Hey guys, Morten Ostad here. Welcome to my channel and welcome to what is probably going to be the most Norwegian video I made so far. I'm going to show you some footage from my last week up at the health retreat and also some small videos from a walk I had here in Oslo today. So this is just there will be vinyl related, record related stuff towards the end. But I thought I really wanted to do a shout out, and I thought I'd better do it now, not towards the part where maybe it would have been more relevant, but just to make sure that those people who might leave this video gets the shout out. I want to do a shout out to Scot at the Prog Corner. Not only because he's so enthusiastic and passionate about what he does and the music that he loves, which is prog rock, let's be honest. And, you know, it's a dangerous channel for me because I am not that, knowledgeable about prog rock. I do have some of the major ones that I love and everything, but he also talks about prog rock from Norway. And it has enticed me to put some of these things that he talks about so enthusiastically into wish lists and stuff. And the record that I'm going to show you today is not purely inspired by him, because it's a band that I have some records from before. I even gave one away for my competition last year, and I know the lead members of the band, if that's the correct word. But Scott is so, like I said, he's so enthusiastic, and I do watch a lot of his videos, and I can't really always comment on them, and because it's beyond my knowledge, but it's enticing and it's interesting. So that's my shout out to Scott. Now there will be some footage from Norway, which is kind of the spiel of my channel, that I sometimes show my trips to record shops or places I've been to here in Norway and previously in Denmark, before I start talking about the records. So hence the Norwegian flag, and I even put on one of my favorite things, this Thor's hammer thing. You got bracelet, I suppose you could call it here, and the thing that I always wear, which is this one. I've been wearing this since I bought it. Oh, gotta be 26 years ago or something like that now. And then you got my Sweden thing here, and my Danish tattoo, because that's my thing. So if you want to skip the nature and all that stuff, go ahead. There will be records soon.
Ja, nå det vel som regel 2 døgn. Mange var vi som skulle gå nå, eller sånn? Spesielt når det noen andre som har hatt. Maten ikke problemet her i hvert fall.
Nei, det nok mat.
Ja. Da får du jo i
Men som sulter der, det brettu.
jo...
Brettu, ja. Vet du hva brettu
Nei, vi sier vennu.
Brettu. Du vet hva brettu
Nei, men jeg skjønner hva det betyr for konteksten da. Du gresen som vanskelig i matte igjen.
Har du ikke hørt brettu? Jeg vet sånn.
Nei, men jeg jo bare holdt utskoling da.
Jo, men du har jo vært litt Eidsvoll. Vennu skulle jo vært litt Eidsvoll. Nei, men de er ivrige på meg.
Ja, så vi kan gå ved siden til deg.
Ja, jeg hadde på ikke det, for det ofte mye bygger.
Ja, men det er foran på deg. Ja, jeg stedet for deg. For deg.
So I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of the nature side of Norway. Some of it was from up at Sundvolden and near Helgelandsmoen, where I was staying for my first week at first month, sorry, at the health retreat, and some of it was from the walk that I did today around Sognsvann, lake up here in Norway, before I went to the record store. Yeah, I got back from the health retreat yesterday, late afternoon. And I had a nice evening back in my apartment to watch some new movies on the streaming thing, and ordered some food that wouldn't have been gone down well at the health retreat. But I told myself, you're not gonna just stay on the sofa on your first day back from there. So today I took the metro up to Sognsvann and I walked around the lake there. It's slightly longer than the path I've been walking 2 to 3 times a week up at the health retreat, and I hope I will be doing this more and more. Like I said, I got back yesterday, and it's been interesting. Met some nice people, I guess, but gone around being hungry quite a bit, because I'm very finicky when it comes to eating and what I eat, so that's one of my problems, I guess. So, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, this is going to be a very Norwegian video, and one of the reasons for that, so I was going to go to the record store today because first I thought a record I had ordered had arrived. It had not. That was a bit of a misunderstanding on my part, but I had to go there anyway because the record store, of course, is Big Dipper, the wonderful record store we have here in Oslo. I guess you could call it an indie record shop if you were in the US or in the UK even. But you know, they do they do a lot of stuff, and there was even a little bit of a music live performance when I got through the door there. And the main thing that I went to buy there today, and I've been putting this off, and it was about time, I bought a new stylus. And actually the Big Dipper record store was the cheaper option here in Oslo. We have some hi-fi stores. It wasn't that huge of a difference, but they were definitely the cheapest here in Oslo. I paid less for this before, but that's when I was in Denmark and could order from Amazon. Ordering from Amazon in Norway is, you know, doesn't work that well. First of all, it takes time. Which Amazon you choose doesn't really matter because it's going to be customs charge, and they charge you custom and VAT for the price, including the shipment price. So when I was in Denmark, I could order from Amazon in Germany after Brexit and end up with things much cheaper. But that option will not be one for me in the future, unfortunately. So I had to buy a new stylus today because I could hear things were not healthy in that department when I was playing my vinyl. But I sat down and I sort of remembered that I hadn't been listening to one of my favorite Norwegian bands in a long time. Now, I've shown you these records before, and I'm sure none of you have who have watched my videos have most likely done anything about it. This is a very Norwegian and a very Oslo-centric band, and they sing in Norwegian, and it'll probably won't work for you guys, but you know, sometimes I gotta show you stuff that is Norwegian. And deLillos is a band that I've been listening to now for well, it's gotta be it's got to be a lot of years. They broke through in Norway in the mid 1980s. We even got them to play at our school ball because Lars Lillo in the band. I didn't get to see that, by the way, because I was in Denmark then. Even then, Denmark, Norway, back and forth. But yeah, Lars Lillo was a student at my school once, a few years ahead of me. And they're a wonderful band. This was their debut album. And two songwriters, Lars and Lars. And they've been the permanent members for all these years. So yeah, før var det morsomt med snø. It used to be fun when it snowed, is the title of this. And I do have a couple of their albums on vinyl, but I've been sticking with the CD. This is my favorite of their albums. The Brain is Alone, or Mind is Alone, if you like. Hjernen er alene. I think Craig at what is the name? I'll put it down there. He's had one of these threads about horses and music in records. I haven't done that yet, but one of them I thought about showing if I was going to do it is Svetsmil, which means sweaty smile. It's a very popular sport in Norway. A lot of people bet on this and stuff, you know. Travsport. I don't know what you call this in English, but it's a most popular horse-related sport in Norway. There's the guys there when they were a trio. There are four of them. And, you know, warm people. This is at an outdoor swimming pool in Oslo called Frognerbadet. There's a live album from Rockefeller, which is in an used to be a public bath in Oslo called Torgatabad, where I learned to swim with my dad used to take me. And while I was listening to all of these records, I was thinking, I was looking at the back of the newest one. I thought, what, 2021? And I remembered they released a new album this year. So that's when I went to, apart from getting that new stylus, I went to Big Dipper to see if they don't have that many CDs. They're more of a vinyl place, but I remembered that this is a fun cover, by the way. The way they did this. Kast alle papirene. Throw away all the papers. Oh, free music. Hope I don't get a YouTube thing. Yeah, City Life and Saturday. This is a wonderful compilation. Festen er ikke over, det er kake igjen. The party isn't over, there's still cake. I actually missed the health retreat now. Here we go. This is very not probably that interesting to you guys out there in the English-speaking world, but I mean, take a listen. I told you before, you know, listen to music that you don't necessarily understand, and maybe you will have a nice experience, guys. And I love deLillos, I really do. La oss bli fri for all nostalgi. Let's free ourselves of all nostalgia. And dum som et menneske, stupid as a human, or as stupid as a human. And this was the one that I looked at the back and thought, hey, hang on. And I realized a few years back that I better hurry getting these CDs because you know, they don't print up that many of them in these days. And I know a Swedish band that I love, who's recently reformed to play live again, called Kent. Their last album I put off buying on CD, and then now it's just, it goes for silly money. So yeah, like I said, new stylus, and then I picked up their latest, brand new this year, studio album called, it's a double one actually, deLillos, 20 lillos uten filter. That sounds like 20 lillos without filter, like when you go to a kiosk and ask for a packet of cigarettes. And as you can see, it's signed by the band. And I could choose if I wanted it signed or not signed, but the price was the same. So as you can see, it's a double CD. I was tempted to get this on the old vinyl there, but like I said, as far as having a complete collection, I'm very. There's a couple of live albums that I don't have, even recent ones, and I do want to get them at some stage. But as far as studio albums go, I am very. Oh, hang on. This is also inside there. There you go. So yeah, that's deLillos for you. And let's get one of the CDs out so you can see that. And they're considered one of the, is it a big three or big four of Norwegian bands that gained popularity in the middle of the 1980s and have kept going alongside Dum Dum Boys, Raga Rockers, and yeah, I'm not sure which the fourth one would be, but you had other bands like Seigman and Motorpsycho, but they might be a different kettle of fish, I don't know. Anyway, guys, this is where Scot comes into the picture, because when I heard that the record that I was hoping to pick up today hadn't arrived, I did ask about that deLillos CD anyway, but Scot had reminded me of Norwegian prog rock, and I was very close to buying the album he talked about the last, which is a split record, just two songs on the whole album, and one very long song on side A and one very long song on side B, but two different bands that I am pretty sure I had no knowledge of, which are Norwegian, and you know, maybe later on, but you know, if I came into a ton of money and everything, I'm sure I would go back and watch Scott's videos and start buying more and more of stuff, and also a larger place to keep it all. But you know, like I said, but I watch his videos because he's enthusiastic and happy about what he and I, you know, some days when I feel particularly yeah, down in the dumps, to say the least, there are a few of you guys out there in the vinyl community where I you know, desperately see if you guys have made any new videos, and Scot is one of them, and I'll watch those, and they'll often pick me up. So what did I get? Well, some of you will already have guessed, either by me leaving it in the title of the video, or from what I said earlier today, earlier in this video. But I got the latest release and first live album by Tusmørke. Yes, these wonderful folky, doomy, sprite-like prog guys who delve into, you know, anything from fields of summer flowers to being stuck in a locked cave room with something primordial watching you and keeping you for sport. Tusmørke, you know, I have a couple of their albums now, and I need to get their I need to get lots of stuff by them, but I love them dearly. But there's time, and there's money, and there's everything, and I was gonna watch this live performance. And what's special about this live performance? Well, if you see, God, I hate living here. If you see. Here it says Big Dipper, yep, and Charisma Records. So this was in part a project spurred on by both Tusmørke and the record store Big Dipper. It's an acoustic set, and it was performed. And unfortunately, I didn't go and watch it or hear it. I don't remember. I was either not feeling too well, or I might have been in Denmark at Big Dipper, and that's why I left in a little bit of the performance that I watched a little bit of today, because it was at the same place, and they arranged it. And like Andreas, you know, who runs a Big Dipper, said in the notes for this that. You know, Benedikt and his twin brother, they would come in, and they would, over the years, he would say some of the music that they, you know, picked up and bought on vinyl at Big Dipper, because this was a performance in October last year, celebrating Big Dipper's 25th birthday. So it was a birthday celebration. It was Tusmørke performing an acoustic set that they had wanted to do for a long time and get recorded for a long time, and also celebrating, you know, the guys from Tusmørke going there and buying records that probably inspired them in some way, or were just records that they were happy to listen to without it necessarily influencing them in any way or fashion. But that's the story behind this live album, and I'm very happy to have this. And like I said, I hope to get more by Tusmørke, and it's so nice to have records made by people that you actually know and think are great people, and who hold the you know, the lit stick flame of a music form that doesn't necessarily attract people at whatever age they were when they started, but they do it so well. And yeah, so you have Høstjevndøgn, Salomonsens hage, Kjentmannen, and then you got Heksejakt, Witch Hunt, Age of Iron Man, a Cycle of the what does it say? Gylfaginning? Or is it Gyls? And then Behårede Guden. And look, also horses. So let's just have a quick look at this. Is there anything in there? No, there isn't. Why would there be? I don't know. And here is the record. Record, and with a very lovely label there. So cool to have her. I have a couple of records that says Big Dipper, but this is yeah, special. So I'll just read this. I don't know if I'll leave it in, but we'll see. Is this folk horror? Silly question, perhaps, but we need you to mutter certain phrases while listening. Bucolic, acoustic, ancient, uncanny, acid, pagan, peasant, occult, wildness, wilderness, wildestness, vicarman. Ever since the start of Tusmørke, we've wanted to make an acoustic album. In Skien, Telemark in the 90s, we wanted to record in an ancient log house with an open hearth, årestue, in the local folk museum, Brekkeparken. This proved too difficult due to fire hazards, so the demo was recorded in the living room of the percussionist's parents. Years passed and lineups changed. Then, when we supported Ved Buens Ende at Blå in the autumn of 2021, we were joined by Åsa and Dauinghorn. They played some of the arrangements that we finally managed to record here, after several attempts to find a suitable time and place to make it happen. Again, time had passed and lineups had changed, but the spirit of folk horror remained. We ask you to close your eyes and picture yourself in a windowless, low dwelling open to the sky through a hole in the roof. Acrid smoke curls upward, and occasionally sparks fly from the smouldering fire. Music wafts through the gloom in this serene scene of timeless primitivism. There is no electricity, there are no synthesizers, I won't even mention digital things, because they don't exist. There's only folk horror, and you are in a league with nature. Benedikt, January 20th, 2025. And there they are, performing in the record shop. I love having this. Andreas at Big Dipper has written, to celebrate our 25th anniversary as a record store in Oslo, we knew we had to do something special. The Tusmørke brothers, Benedikt and Krisla, has since the early 2000s been building their record collections and releasing their own music simultaneously. We'd like to think the records we sold them in our store somewhat influenced their musical output. At least we know that the albums they released had a huge impact on us. So we knew we had to get together and do something to mark our fruitful companionship, and the band had an idea. Let's invite an audience and record something. We always wanted to make an acoustic folk rock album. Maybe we could do it in the store. The record you are holding in your hand is a documentation of that special evening and a proud moment for us at Big Dipper. It turned out quite great, don't you think? Andreas Leine Jacobsen, General Manager, Big Dipper Music and Hi-Fi. So, here you are. I hope you enjoyed seeing this. I hope you're still with me as I'm telling you this. Like I said, a very Norwegian video for me. It was nice doing something for helping me feel better. I hope I can keep doing that. I also hope I can make videos that you guys want to watch that maybe tell you something that others don't. And I am exploring my Norwegianness a little more now that I know that I will be at most likely living here and not embracing my Danishness as much. Maybe it's a hard thing for me to talk about, but I hope you understand that, and I hope you enjoyed seeing some scenery from around in Norway. Like I said, Oslo and up towards a town about 40, somewhere between 40 and 50 kilometers north of here, called Hønefoss, which is near where I stayed at Helgelandsmoen, an old disused military camp here in Norway. So thanks for watching. Please click like, that helps my channel. If you want to subscribe, you know, that makes me happy, and I'm really happy when you guys communicate, leave comments, and all that. And I hope to see you soon in another video. Bye bye.